7.3 extension. Sum of the angle measures of a triangle. The sum of the angle measures of a triangle is 180 degrees. So that means whenever you add up all the angles to a triangle, it equals 180 degrees. So our first example says find each value of x, then classify each triangle. So we know all three angles equal 180. So the first thing we want to do is add 28 plus 50. And we get 78 degrees. Now what we're going to do is take 180 minus 78 degrees, and we're going to get x equals 102 degrees. Then it says we're going to classify it. So we have an angle of 28, an angle of 50, and an angle of 102 degrees, which we just found. So we know that 102 is bigger than 90, so it is going to be an obtuse triangle. We also know that none of the angles are the same, so that means none of the sides are the same, so it is going to be scalene. The next example says we have 45x and then the right angle. So we know a right angle equals 90 degrees. So the first step is to add 90 plus 45, and we get 135 degrees. And now we're going to subtract 180 minus 135, which will give us 45 degrees. So x equals 45 degrees. Now when we classify it, we have a 45 degree angle, another 45 degree angle, which we just found, and our 90 degree angle. So our 90 degree angle means it's going to be a right triangle. And we have two angles that are the same, so that means we have two sides are the same, so that's going to be isosceles. So it says find the value of x, then classify the triangle. So again, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to add 45 plus 44, and we get 89 degrees. So now we're going to take 180 minus 89, and we get 91 degrees. So we know x equals 91, which is also obtuse, so we know it's going to be obtuse. None of the sides are the same, so that means none of the angles are the same, so it's going to be a scalene. Now it says tell whether a triangle can have a given angle measure. If not, change the first angle measure so that the angle measures form a triangle. So what we need to do is we need to add these up and see if they equal 180. If they don't, then we got to figure out what 76.2 needs to change to. So our first step is to add these numbers up. So 1 plus 7 is 8, plus 2 is 10. So bring my 1 up. 1 plus 6 is 7, plus 1 is 8, plus 2 is 18. So I have 8 plus 8, 16, plus 2 is 18. So I end up with 188 degrees. 180 degrees. 180 degrees. So, does that equal a triangle? Absolutely. So yes, this is a triangle. So it says find each value of x, then classify each triangle. So this time we have two x's. So what we're going to do is we're going to take 180 minus 128, and we get 52. So now we know that both of those angles added up have to equal to 52. So we have 2x equals 52. So what we need to do is divide both sides by 2, and we end up with x equals 26 degrees. So now it says to classify them. So we have 128 degrees, which means it's going to be obtuse. And then we have two sides that are the same, so it's going to be isosceles.